Have to level the playing field, Mr. Wilson. To put it plainly, shouldn't we have a league of our own?
As a matter of fact, Lex, I do. I do think it is about time I have a league of my very own. This is Sage's cartoon villain vibes. I saw a TikTok trend of this idea, so I'm taking it to YouTube. So let's do this! Hit the title! So what is a cartoon Legion of Doom? It's what it sounds like. It is exactly what it sounds like. I'm not going to explain the concept of a Legion of Doom to you guys. Y'all have seen Justice League, whether it's the shitty live action versions, or the good cartoon versions, or the comics. Y'all know what a Legion of Doom is. I'm not going to explain the concept to you guys. Of course, me being me, I had to pick cartoon Legion of Doom because, well, I'm the villain vibes. I'm the guy that vibes with the villains. That's what I do. And it gives me a bit more creative leeway with what I'm trying to do. So, first rules, I'm only picking one per universe. Like, only one villain per cartoon universe. That's what I'm sticking with. And rule number 2, I'm not picking guys like Aku, the Lich, Bill Cipher. These guys are beyond the Legion of Doom sort of concept. Like, they are bigger threats. They're not the type to get a league of villains together to unite against evil. Like, they're cosmic threats. These are more like Doomsday and Brainiac than guys like Gorilla Grodd, Cheetah, like those types, Lex Luthor, those types of people. They're not that. But I will give you guys, but the villains that I am gonna give you guys, they should have some interesting concepts that come with them. So let's get into it. Every legion needs a leader, a figurehead, shall we say, somebody to bring them all together and get their message together to unite against the forces of good. And for that, I picked Father from Codename Kids Next Door. For any of y'all who remember, Father was an absolute unit. He was an absolute op. Never forget, this man full-on made a fucking Death Star out of the delightful children from down the lane's cake. Full-on turned it into a Death Star. Not even that, this man tried to bake a shit ton of kids, like a whole bunch of kids in the inner tube race, into the cake for the delightful children on another one of their birthdays. Man is an absolute unit, and he has experience leading. Like, he was one of the main villains to lead the adults against the kids next door, and he was the one who's maybe not necessarily leader of the teenagers, but he is the one sort of in charge of them. He's the one that they answer to. Like, he has experience. He could bring these villains together to unite against the good guys across the cartoon multiverse.
That's why I entrusted you with their destruction. But because of your failures, they constantly interfere with my schemes to have adults rule the world. That angers me. I will no longer tolerate failure. Destroy the kids next door, or else.
And you know what? With this power, of course you're gonna need some money. You're gonna need a glorified checkbook to bounce them checks and get all of your organizations together. Get all the supplies you need. Get the evil bases together. And for that, we got Princess Morbucks from Powerpuff Girls. Now it would be very easy to convince her, because in my version of the cartoon Justice League, the Powerpuff Girls would have 100% be in it. Like, 100%. I think my buddy Jay goes into more detail about it, so if he posted the video, I'll put in the time card up top. I'm giving him a shout out. He could full on play off that sort of insecurity that Princess has. Like, they got this cool club of heroes, of superpowered people. You want to be part of one of your very own to one-up them?
You're a spoiled brat who's greedy and jealous, and you don't care who you step on to get what you want. And your point is?
and then her daddy signing over a couple of them checks. Secured. Bag secured. And with that money, you can get a little bit of hired help, you know. You can get some hired muscle. For that, you bring in Combustion Man from Avatar: The Last Airbender. You need a hired gun, you need a Deathstroke. Somebody who's gonna go out there, get their hands dirty, go deal with them. Someone reliable that you can have deal with them. No questions asked, no forethoughts ahead. Just go in and just deal with them. Combustion Man is that guy.
Guys, you're all gonna think I'm crazy, but it feels like a metal man is coming.
Like, you want somebody to just send into their base, send into the Justice League's base and just clean house? Combustion Man is that guy. Sparky Boom Man got that dog in him. But with a hired gun like that, your risk is loyalty. So you need somebody to keep in check. You need somebody to sort of keep him in check. Somebody to keep an eye out on him, to make sure he does not, you know, go off on his own, to make sure he doesn't compromise any ideas that you actually have. Which is why you need an enforcer. That's why you have Jasper from Steven Universe. And yes, I'm including villain Jasper, because I don't consider her reformation a full character reform. It wasn't. Like, she still has her loyalties to the Diamond Authority. It was just reshifted. I'm taking Jasper from her absolute height when she was a rogue villain off on her own.
Who's that?
Still an absolute threat, just with no homeworld backing her, but still has that loyalty. And she is committed to the cause. She is a loyalist to the cause of just crushing those who are weaker than her, that she sees as weaker than her, those who are inferior. She is the reliable one that you can make sure will always get this stuff done. That will get it done for the cause, that will crack some heads for the cause. And beneath all of that, beneath it all, you have a sort of poison within the group. You have this sort of darker influence, sort of undermining Father's rule. You have Toffee from Star vs. the Forces of Evil. See now, for those of you who remember, Toffee was an absolute beast. This man full-on took over Ludo's army, all of the monsters, took it over, and just laid siege to Butterfly Kingdom, taking out everybody, taking everything that the princess and her mom had, like the queen and the princess had, and just laid waste to their home, tear their home apart, full-on just plant the monster flag there, and just basically took out Star. Basically killed her and forced the queen to use dark magic to try and take him down, which still didn't work. This man, behind the scenes, he's thinking, he's plotting this, he's undermining Father's authority and slowly but surely gaining more influence. And that, you have a really fun interplay.
Let me ask you a question. What kind of leader throws you into a pit of hair, makes you do all the work, and shows you no appreciation for your sacrifices?
Are you talking about me?
What kind of leader has all the power in the universe at his fingertips and gets tickled right out of it?
Toffee, what are you doing?
Your soldiers deserve better.
Oh, well, you are fired!
Let's put it to your soldiers.
Ah! Huh? You can't do this! This is my castle! Those are my monsters!
Not anymore.
I will get into it in a second. And for the final member of the Cartoon Legion of Doom, you got the genius. The sort of underlying genius. The guy making these plans, forming all of these ideas. The sort of idea guy and the tech guy. You got Albedo from Ben 10. Now, within all of this, you can have very fun interplay between the characters. Very fun. You can have Father and Toffee playing off of Princess's inferiority complex to get her on their side, to placating her ego to make sure that the money keeps flowing in, playing off her ego to make sure none of them checks start bouncing. You have Jasper and Combustion Man sort of rivalry sort of thing. Like, why are you sending in the meathead? I can get this stuff done like that. I just send me down there and I can go crush them into the dirt. Is Sparky Boom Man just being... He's just that guy. He's just the stoic guy. Like, hey, go get him. And just he goes off to go handle the business. He goes to get the dirty work done that they don't want to messy their hands to do. And under all of this, you have the trio. Father, Toffee, Albedo. Father and Toffee in that sort of Lex Luthor and Gorilla Grodd power struggle for leader of the group. Father, he is the figurehead. He is the guy in charge, nominally in charge. He is the face of this Legion of Doom. But everybody knows, all of them know, hell, even Father knows, Toffee is really the one in charge. He is the one manipulating everyone behind the scenes. He is the one calling all the shots, secretly calling all the shots, or at the very least, influencing everything. But he's not the type to directly take control of it from Father, because he knows when shit hits the fan, he knows who he can throw under the bus. He knows exactly. Father, he knows his place. Whether he wants to admit it or not, that's another thing entirely. Whether he wants to or not, that is another thing entirely. And he more than likely won't. But he at least knows. He at least knows and is forced to accept it. He doesn't want to accept it and still has that banter of like, I'm the one in charge. These are my shots to call. Alright, man. You're the boss, right? And sort of having that interplay between the two. And within all of this, you have Albedo being the guy to play off of everybody, the double agent to placate everyone to his own ends. He'll follow these plans, but when shit hits the fan, he's gonna be the first one to be gone. Like, he's gonna be the first one to throw them under the bus and the first one to be gone, because he has his own motives. He'll use them for his own ends. And that's the true beauty of a Legion of Doom. You have all of these sort of egos to play with. These villains who, in normal circumstances, would not want to band together, wouldn't want to answer to each other. But they have to for situation circumstance, or they get buttered up enough to at least follow with their egos intact, or money or loyalty. That's the beauty of it. You have these interpersonal dynamics that can shake things up. They can shake things up and make this group feel live and interesting. And that's the true beauty of this. And that is where I have to leave you all for now. I'm sorry to cut you guys short. Maybe I'll revisit this concept a bit later. Maybe when I do a cartoon Suicide Squad, we'll revisit this concept. But for now, I must bid you all adieu. Like the video, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all want to see next up on the villain vibes. Might be Azula villain vibes, might be Poochie villain vibes, hell, might be Kimberly villain vibes. I'm not sure yet, whichever one I decide to record. But those are next on the docket. But for now, I must bid you all adieu. So nice I had to say it twice. Goodbye. Good night. Mwah. Sage out.
Shiny teeth that twinkle just like the stars in space. Shiny teeth that sparkle